Kyle, first off, talk about your minor league career briefly. You're with the Texas Rangers organization. Happy coincidence, you're with Myrtle Beach Pelicans, who are now an affiliate of the Chicago Cubs with the Rangers at the time, and then, of course, picked up by the Cubs in 13 and 14, Tennessee Smokies and the Iowa Cubs. Talk about going through that farm system because that's been a major part of this World Series team.
100%. I mean, that's where all this starts. You see all these big league players, but you got to spend years in the minors. So it's the coaches in the minor leagues. It's these minor league organizations that really develop the players to be able to come and win at this level. So for me, yeah, my whole minor league experience was awesome. Starting with the Rangers, I got to play in Myrtle Beach, which is a cool spot. Now the Cubs have it. And then coming over to the Cubs, got to play Tennessee, Iowa. You get to see all these cool cities, but also with the Cubs especially, I noticed when I came over here, the coaching they had, in those lower levels, just really helped develop me, really helped get me in the mindset of what I needed to know when I came up to the big leagues and be ready.
Was there anything you had to tweak with your command in the minors or your mechanics?
Yeah, when I was first with Texas, I got into high A in Myrtle Beach. I had a pitching coach, Brad Holman, who basically didn't reinvent totally, but basically reinvented my mechanics. I was a little more rotational. He got me to understand what the pitching mechanics are and creating angle in your motion, that kind of thing. And then coming over to the Cubs, kind of in Double A, Triple A, the other good pitching coach I had was Bruce Walton. He talked to me. He actually partly developed my changeup, really worked with that, and kind of attacking hitters in different bat paths. So I learned a ton from those kind of guys. And yeah, you have to change and develop. That's where you learn your craft in the minors.
And then, of course, you get to the big club with the Chicago Cubs, a little bit late in 2014, then, of course, 15 and 16. Talk about just your rise, and obviously you had an absolutely stellar career in 2016.
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere for me, honestly. You're always so focused on your day-to-day stuff, improving what you need to do, and then to look back now at that season and what just happened, it feels like it happened, in a flash. Yeah, it's crazy, though, but that all goes back to the preparation, the hard work you've done for years. It all comes to fruition at some point, and a lot of that's luck. You never know where you're going to end up, what situation you're in, but if you put in the work, eventually, the results will come.
Obviously, the nickname The Professor has stuck around, and it seems like you kind of like it.
Oh, yeah, you got to embrace it. I mean, nicknames in baseball, these kind of pop up out of nowhere, and you just run with them. So I'm lucky I got a good one, and, the fans seem to love it. So, yeah, it's a good one for me.
Talk about CubsCon a little bit. I mean, obviously the throngs of people that were here at the opening ceremonies. What was this experience like for you?
This is really cool for us just because it's been about 2 months. We haven't seen any of our teammates, and so we get to all come back and reconnect, and it's all in this setting with all these fans. It makes it, the energy and the excitement makes it awesome for us. Starting with the opening ceremony, it seems like every year it's just bigger and bigger, louder and louder. This year is no exception, after winning it all. So it's good to come back, reminisce with the guys, and start talking about getting ready for next year.
And on that same notion, you're getting ready for 2017. Everybody knows what your goal is, but what are your personal goals?
Personal goals, honestly, you set them in the back of your head, but it's just going day to day. Day-to-day tasks, day-to-day throwing. When you show up to the field, you know what you have to get done that day. That's the only way you can survive in this game, I feel. You have to be willing to see what's coming at you. The hitters are always making adjustments. The game's always changing. So you have to be on your toes and be aware and be able to change and adapt with all those changes.